Hello, friends. All of us have an aim in life. If you're a college student, you have assignments you need to complete. If your exams are approaching, you will promise yourself that you'll do your best to prepare for the exams so that you can top them. If you are looking for a job, you want to prepare for it. Why don't you do it? We're waiting for you to do it. It takes no time for us to decide what we want to achieve, but then we don't really do what we ought to. There's an inherent feeling that tells you that you can do it tomorrow, and that it's okay if you relax for a while on Instagram, scroll through the web, or watch comedy videos on YouTube. While we put off things for tomorrow, we end up wasting time today, and tomorrow never arrives. There's an English word for it: procrastination. Why do humans procrastinate? Let's try to understand this from a scientific perspective, the psychology behind procrastination, and find the real solution to it. Today, we'll talk about laziness. Some people say, "I've always been lazy. My parents are trying to change me, but they're also lazy. People like me have a strong desire to rest. But nothing will happen in the end. You will fail in your comfort zone." It's easy to think, tomorrow I'll do what I was supposed to do 2 days ago. But what goes on in the heads of procrastinators? Why are we the way we are? Some say rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. Others leave everything up to God. Simply eat and sleep. Procrastination isn't a problem exclusive to this era. It has existed for ages. Thousands of years ago, in 1400 BC, Egyptian hieroglyphs were found that talked about procrastination. A University of Toronto Egyptologist translated one: "Friend, stop putting off work and allow us to go home in good time." About 600 years later, in 800 BC, an ancient Greek poet said something similar. In India, centuries ago, Sant Kabir famously said, "Work today instead of putting it off for tomorrow. Work now instead of putting it off for later. If a catastrophe strikes now, when will you prepare for it?" It's clear. Don't put off work for tomorrow or even later in the day. If everything ends in a moment, you won't be able to finish what you set out to do. Despite this timeless advice, we've gotten worse. According to Dr. Piers Steele, in the last 40 years, there has been a 300% to 400% increase in chronic procrastination. Today, half the population procrastinates frequently. Why do we procrastinate? Think about the things you procrastinate doing. When you have to prepare for an exam or a job interview, you procrastinate. But have you ever procrastinated while scrolling Instagram? Or watching comedy videos on YouTube? We procrastinate on tasks that are important, tasks that require physical, mental, or emotional effort. We replace those tasks with easier, more interesting activities, like browsing social media or watching a film. Deadlines play an important role. If there's a deadline, we procrastinate until we reach it. Suppose you have to make a presentation and submit it tomorrow. Even this morning, you might feel like procrastinating and scrolling Instagram for just 5 minutes. But those 5 minutes can quickly turn into an hour. Even if you start an hour later, you'll get hungry and raid the fridge. Then, you'll want to set the mood to be productive by watching comedy videos on YouTube. Hours pass by. Day turns into night. Finally, when you're left with only 12 hours, you start working. Studies on college students show that about 80% to 90% procrastinate. Deadlines in college help us finish tasks at the last moment. But what happens when there are no deadlines? Procrastination can continue indefinitely. Later in life, procrastination can lead to a life full of regrets. You might have dreams of trying something new, like filmmaking or pursuing a passion. But if you never try, you'll end up wondering, what if? Procrastinating on fitness and exercising could lead to weight gain. Over years, this could result in diabetes or heart problems. Some people don't even get a warning. They suffer sudden heart attacks. The consequences of procrastinating on emotional tasks are also severe. You might dream of taking your grandparents on a plane, but if you keep delaying, one day you'll find they're gone. The regret can be overwhelming. Procrastination isn't just about lifetime regrets. It brings stress, anxiety, and depression. A study in Germany found that procrastination leads to higher levels of stress, depression, and fatigue. So why do we procrastinate if we aren't happy with it? Scientists propose 4 key theories. First, the expectancy theory, by Victor Harold Vroom in 1964. Motivation to do a task depends on your expectation of the result. If you believe your chances of success are low, your motivation will also be low. Next is the psychological need theory, by David McClelland in the 1960s. People have 3 main needs: achievement, affiliation, and power. Tasks that align with your dominant need are more motivating. The third is the cumulative prospect theory, by Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman in 1992. It explains loss aversion, how losses feel more significant than gains. For example, fear of losing your health can motivate you to exercise more than the desire to build muscles. Finally, there's hyperbolic discounting theory. It shows that we're more motivated by immediate rewards than distant ones. In 2006, Dr. Piers Steele and Dr. Cornelius J. Koenig combined these ideas into the temporal motivation theory. This meta-theory explains that motivation depends on personal needs, expected results, and the timing of rewards. If you combine all these factors, you can overcome procrastination and work effectively. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Awaken Ascent for more inspiring content.